That's the first... We faced the slaughter spine once or twice before, but we weren't able to kill it. So that's a big deal, because... It's just... It's our first one that we've been able to take down. I was expecting something brand new, honestly.
Facility core.
Okay.
Got it. Hephaestus is back in the core.
Make sure it stays there. I'm heading back.
And then we can start the merge.
Because of you, Beta. I'm glad you came along. And you, Varl. We couldn't have done any of this without you.
I mean,
Right
true.
back at you, Aloy.
Any other caches around here? We're definitely going to have at least one more battle, right? And I'm still expecting the Zeniths to come. I really am. As much as I would love to say, like, oh, our plan worked and distracted them and stopped them from being able to notice what we were doing, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think at least one of them is going to come here. Not all of them. Definitely not expecting all of them, but... I think they might even, like, you know, smartly split up. Like we did. And go to all the different locations as well. I would not put it past them to come up with something like that.
Aloy, the bypass is done.
The core is stable. Hephaestus is 100% contained. And we better get started with the merge.
Okay.
It's all set up. Gaia, establish the link, please.
Done.
Hold on. Give it a second. I just want to make sure this gets taken care of before we continue on. There we go. Okay.
Okay, to complete the merge, we need to excise Hephaestus' malicious code.
Right.
Carefully.
You got this, Beta. And Aloy. I like how they're like little pins. This is a great scene.
Aloy, look.
Okay. Neat. Fuzzy, but neat. There it is. I was waiting. I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen.
Hello.
Oh, 3 of them. Wow.
You cost us quite a lot of time.
They're flying. Yeah.
Eric, get Beta. And squash that bug while you're at it.
There you go. Smart. Hell yeah, Varl. It's not gonna be enough, but...
Ooh!
Get behind me.
Come on! Quit screwing around.
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, we're having fun, right?
Ah, Jesus. We're really killing off Varl.
Aloy!
You can't risk hitting her.
Finally. Tilda, get Gaia and Hephaestus ready for transport. Tilda!
Tilda?
Failed.
Hush. All is not
Oh,
lost.
shit.
Tilda! What the hell are you doing?
Oh, is Tilda helping us? Shit, hell yeah, Tilda.
See her.
We got, like, a hint at that before, that Tilda was gonna be a ally. Okay, cool. Cool. But what does this mean? And still, it seems like he's still dead. No matter what.
Beta.
Okay, where are we?
Varl.
Yeah, Varl's dead. The thing is, I'm not surprised. Something had to go really wrong. Honestly, I'm not surprised someone would die.
Ah, you're awake. You took quite a hit when Gerard attacked you.
Yeah.
I imagine you must still be in a great deal of pain. I can assure you that we are safe. The others can't detect us here.
You mean the other Zeniths?
Right.
You must be Tilda.
I wasn't sure if Beta would have told you about me.
Where is she?
Alive. And while she isn't where she wants to be, not in urgent...
Give me a second here. 5 minutes. Should be good.
We must discuss how to get her back, of course, after you've shaken off the cobwebs. When you're ready, take the stairs down the hall and come see me.
Okay.
In the meantime, I'll make breakfast.
Yeah, okay.
Breakfast. Okay.
I mean, hey, food's always good. So yeah, so Tilda's definitely on our side and definitely saved Aloy and Beta here. Big time. Unfortunately, yeah, Varl is dead. There's no getting past that.
Why did Tilda bring me here?
To save you. Like, Tilda has fully betrayed the other Zeniths. That much is clear. Which, again, we already knew was going to happen. That was set up already by Beta. Let's see here. We have 9 currently. A lot of blast sling stuff here. Anything over here that wouldn't be bad? I don't really use the rope caster. Yeah, we're starting to get to the point where there's really not much of anything else I want to get. I guess I can get these. There, let's do that for now. There we go. We got some new resources as well. Okay. Yeah, it's like I feel like a lot of people probably got like a lot more upset at Varl's death and everything, but again, I'm unfortunately just not surprised.
Survival bunker.
It's like, again, like they needed to fail this to some degree. The bigger question is, more than like Beta and Aloy being safe, what about Hephaestus and Gaia? Are they safe? Because if we have them, then good.
What is this?
Just a few favorites from my collection.
Okay.
Rescued and stored here just before I went off-world. Take a look, if you like.
Yeah,
I'm curious to
I think
hear
it said
your
Tilda
impressions.
liked art, right?
My friend is dead. Beta and Gaia are gone, and you want me to look at old paintings?
Don't be so quick to dismiss the comfort we can find in art. Or the insight we might gain.
So wait. Are Beta and Gaia gone then? Were they actually successfully taken? I was thinking we would have managed to stop
My
that.
favorite pairing. On the left is Woman Reading a Letter by Vermeer, a true master. And on the right is a forgery. Woman Reading Music, which fooled experts into believing it was a priceless original.
Okay.
Early in my career, I became fascinated with such deceptions. Eventually, I developed scanning software that could detect fakes with unparalleled accuracy.
Is that how you made enough money to buy your way onto the Odyssey?
Oh no. I made my real fortune later.
Okay.
Selene and Endymion. She's the goddess of the moon,
Right.
whereas he's a simple shepherd. Beside her is the god of love, Cupid.
So she's sneaking up on him?
More like visiting him in secret.
Sneaking
The
up on him.
torch that Cupid bears represents Celine's undying infatuation with him. Though the two must remain apart, her love will forever burn.
Okay, looks like we could just kind of go
This
from
is
one to the
Rembrandt
next.
painting Jeremiah, a man in mourning.
Mourning what?
His home. The ancient city of Jerusalem.
Right.
He foresaw its impending doom, but could do nothing to prevent it. So instead, he saved its treasures from destruction, just as I saved these works. You could say we're kindred spirits.
Sure.
A portrait of the painter, Rembrandt's son Titus, depicted in the habit of a monk.
I don't get it. Why would someone like you, with infinite resources, care about this painting of a boy in a hood?
It's not the image itself, but the feeling it conveys. The face is bright and defined, but his eyes are downcast, heavy with misfortune. And the background seems to swallow all light. The painting is infused with a sense of loss.
I guess I understand how the painter feels.
Yeah.
Rembrandt's The Night Watch, by far the most famous painting my homeland ever produced. It was commissioned to honor a militia made up of influential citizens.
I guess you must have been an influential citizen.
I mean, yeah.
In my day. But not as influential as you've been in this new world.
I mean, that's actually pretty fair. Yeah.
The Gust, by Willem van de Velde, the most famous of his many maritime paintings.
A ship crossing into the unknown. I guess you're familiar with that.
Yeah.
Indeed, which is why I appreciate this composition in particular. Though waves and wind threaten to destroy the ship, it perseveres, clinging to the light even as darkness closes in all around it.
Okay, that it? Or is there going to be a little bit more?
She's pulling out her own hair. Out of madness, out of grief. It's hard to watch her suffer.
Okay.
Stunning, isn't it? Paintings were the only masterpieces of my people's golden age.
No. There's a
This is
lot
all
of different
beyond
art.
its lidded ewer, molded from a single sheet of silver.
What was it for?
How like Elizabeth you are. Function over form.
I mean, makes
Its
sense.
practical purpose was less important than its meaning. Bon Vianen created it in honor of his late brother, who himself was a famous silversmith.
Ah.
A memorial.
Yeah.
Yes. Such beauty from sorrow.
Okay. So that's all we had to look
A
at?
lot of weight on his shoulders. I know the feeling.
The weight of the world. Which,
Not
yeah.
so soon.
I've got more important things to worry about.
We both do. There is much we are trying to save,
Yeah.
not the least of which is in that vault. There's nothing wrong with savoring such treasures for a moment more. Or come upstairs and we'll get down to business. Your choice.
Let's just come upstairs now. We've looked at the art. Apparently there's a wide moss site in that direction. Right.
There
Hi.
you are. Feeling better?
How did you find us? At the cauldron? And what did you do to everyone right before I passed out?
All business, I see. Well, suffice it to say we were keeping a very close eye on Hephaestus.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Knowing we would need it
Yeah.
at some point. Your ruse didn't fool us. And as for
Didn't think it would.
my little trick, it was an overload of the senses, accompanied by an energy discharge.
Okay.
Gerard and Eric were only momentarily disoriented due to their shields.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It rendered you unconscious while I got you out. Perhaps some breakfast might steady you a bit?
Nice setup.
This was your house. The one you recreated for Beta, in the data channel you shared.
How perceptive of you. Please, this way.
After everything your people
I
have
guess
done,
that's a
you
breakfast.
think I'm just
Simple,
gonna
but
sit down and have a chat with you?
yes, actually.
They're not my people. They never were, and especially not now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty
Show
clear.
off into space with them. And live with them for 1,000 years before coming back. So what made you suddenly turn on them?
Quite simply, this.
The focus?
My old focus. You repaired it?
Okay.
But that means you've seen.
Everything,
Incredible
right?
things. What you've accomplished in 2 decades of life.
Mm-hmm. Aw, little baby Aloy.
1,000 years at my back, and I haven't even come close.
Rost.
I'm sorry if I invaded your privacy, but I had to. In order to understand. To be enlightened. You truly are Elizabeth's blood. With her drive, her sense of mission, her integrity.
Yeah.
Watching all this shamed me for the company that I've kept. Having seen it, all I want is to help you.
Even if it means stopping your friends?
Yes.
Especially so. Please, sit down.
Tilda is fully on our side. I understood that she was going to be, like, since we first heard about her from Beta. Like, this was obviously going to happen. I understand Aloy's distrust at the moment,
There.
though.
That's better. Now, we must recover Beta and Gaia at all costs.
Yes.
By now, you must know that Gerard intends to use Gaia to reboot the Earth's biosphere. Remaking this world to specifications that would only suit us immortals.
Right.
This process will kill every living thing on the planet.
Yeah.
He calls it a clean install.
Jesus.
Not if I stop him first.
Not if we do. And once he and the others are gone, we can work together to fulfill Elizabeth's dream. I'm sure Beta told you that there's a build of the Apollo database on
Yeah.
the ship.
Yeah.
A complete collection of human
That's
knowledge.
actually really important to have.
With that and Gaia, we could do everything Elizabeth wanted.
Yeah, that would change a
Heal
lot.
the biosphere, educate the people of this world, uplift them. Create the world she imagined.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. From what I've seen, your friends are
Well,
invincible.
she would know how to take them
She
down,
should
right?
Stop calling them my friends. And they're not invincible. In fact, a friend of yours has found a way to defeat them.
Okay.
Silence.
Not a friend.
He's been a busy bee.
Not a
Building
friend.
an army powerful enough to crash through Gerard's precious base.
So we're gonna have to team up with Silence
Regala
here.
and her rebels.
Even now, she's preparing a final march on the Tanakh capital. When she wins, she'll have the entire tribe under her control. Hundreds of warriors and machines. to
Yeah, but
throw
we
at
can't
the
really
base.
let that happen.
She's been duped. They'll all perish, of course. But it should be enough to break Gerard's defenses and allow Silence to kill him. Along with all the others.
Using the new weapon he's developed.
Yes, he's found a way to circumvent our shields. Truly an exceptional man. He's planned for everything. Except you and me. You see, while his army is battering down Gerard's doors, you and I will sneak in through a back way. One that only I know about.
Okay.
While Silence and my friends are busy battling each other, we'll take back Beta and Gaia. I told you I want to help you. I mean it.
Well, let's figure this out.
My old focus. How did you find it, let alone repair it?
Fair.
When we encountered you at the Hades Proving Lab, Gerard saw you as a redundancy. I knew
Yeah, he said
you
something
were
about
a
that.
revelation. After your dramatic escape, bravo, by the way.
Brava.
Gerard and Eric
actually.
assumed you were dead and gave up the hunt. I wasn't so sure. When the others were busy, I returned to the lab and searched for any trace of you. That's when I found this little treasure. Not easy to repair, but certainly worth the effort. As I watched your life unfold, you were like a splash of color on a worn canvas. What Liz was, and more.
Did you show it to the others?
Of course not. It was your actions.
I mean, that's
that
is
inspired
important
me
to
do what I
question,
did.
though.
It's worth noting that if I hadn't found it and watched its contents, I wouldn't have known to save you at the cauldron. You'd be dead.
Yeah, probably.
So I should be grateful.
I mean,
If you
yeah. Honestly. Again, I understand her distrust. It's, like, absolutely founded, but still.
So you know all about me. What about you?
What would you like to know?
Well, start with your life on Earth.
Okay.
When I was 8, terrorists flooded my home city. Thousands drowned, my parents included. I was one of the few who survived. My guardian sent me to boarding school. Among my peers, I was the strange girl, the orphan to be avoided. All because of circumstances beyond my control.
Yeah, she can connect to that.
So we're a lot alike, huh?
Yeah.
Aren't we? You were an outcast. But you didn't let that stop you from getting what you needed.
True.
Neither did I. I climbed my way out of desolation and used my wits to build a fortune.
Okay.
First, from the technical analysis of art and the detection of forgeries.
Right.
Profitable expertise in those days. But as it turned out, the software I developed was even more useful for counterintelligence. From there, it was only a short step to gathering extremely valuable intelligence on my own.
You were a spy?
More like a service one could turn to for information. I had to remain anonymous, of course, to protect my privacy. But despite that anonymity, Far Zenith inevitably sought me out.
Okay.
What happened when Farzina...
Yeah, we're gonna get a lot of lore here.
They painted an irresistible vision of humanity's future.
Oh, I bet they did.
One where we need not fear illness or death, where we explored the furthest reaches of the stars and thrived. It was only later that I realized that they only intended to bequeath this future to the rich and powerful.
Right.
By the time I finally figured it out, the walls were closing in, Pharaoh's machines were devouring the earth. So I accepted Farzenith's invitation to a berth on the Odyssey. I wanted Liz to come, but she had nobler plans, as you well know.
So she keeps mentioning like Elizabeth, like as like she knew her very strongly, like almost like they were friends. So I'm curious about that.
So you didn't
And it said
know
Elizabeth
Farzina's
was one of the
monsters
options there,
until it
so
was too late?
I knew some of them were. Certainly. It wasn't until we were off-planet that I understood the true scope of their greed. I was grateful to simply be alive, but
I mean,
the others became obsessed with a kind of effortless immortality. They built a colony where machines serviced their every need, where any memory or fantasy could be endlessly savored in virtual reality.
kind of seems like Ted would have
It wasn't
loved this
life.
technology.
It was stultifying, a pampered dream state.
I mean, yeah, it
As the
definitely
decades
seems like
passed, I
it.
withdrew more and more, alone yet again. But this time with eons to consider my mistakes. Now finally, having met you, I feel like I have a second chance.
To do what?
Help you, of course. To fulfill Liz's dream, which isn't so different from Farzenith's original vision.
Yeah,
A
before
better
everything went to
future
shit.
for humanity.
Okay, so we're done with that first line, so let's
You
go to
said Beta's
Beta.
not in urgent danger. So what are the Zeniths doing to her?
They need her, so yeah,
Putting
she's
her
not
to
going to
work.
be in urgent danger.
Merging Hephaestus with Gaia. A difficult, time-consuming task, as I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
They will compel her if need be. But her life is not in danger. She's the only one who can do it.
Right.
Because you people made her to be nothing but a tool.
Gerard's idea, not mine.
Oh, no, I actually believe that, based on the little bit we've
They
seen of
always
Gerard.
viewed me with suspicion when I attempted any form of kindness.
Which we know was a thing. We
That's
absolutely
why
know
I
that's a
created
thing.
the data channel. A virtual place where we could speak in peace.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
So this channel you shared with Beta, none of the other Zeniths ever found out about it.
Gerard believes he's the most cunning of all of us. Even after 1,000 years, he still can't imagine that I would outwit him. The channel allowed me to interact with Beta away from their mistrustful eyes.
Right.
It offered us a chance to be ourselves,
Until you cut off all contact.
Yeah, let's hear about that.
though it pained me. I was worried that our meetings would do her more harm than good.
In what way?
She felt like you tossed her aside.
I was afraid the others would find out and punish her. She may not have had the comforts of friendship anymore, but at least I ensured she was safe.
Okay.
I know it seems harsh, but you must believe that her well-being has always been paramount to me.
Yeah, but you could have maybe handled it a little better.
Why did you make the data channel look like this place?
Comfort?
I built this house as a shelter to weather any storm.
Well,
A
I mean,
safe
look at
place.
it now.
Not just for me, but for the art stored below. Cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Truly some of the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and technical. I thought if she could experience Vermeer and Rembrandt, it would bring something else into her life. A
I like Van
heritage
Gogh,
every bit as
personally.
valuable as the scientific and technical data being drummed into her. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret sharing this house with her. She needed its shelter even more than I did.
I mean, sure, I get that. Okay, Zenith's plan.
Beta told me your colony was destroyed. That you came back to Earth because you had nowhere else to go.
It's true. After we reached our destination, a planet in the Sirius star system, we spent decades building a new home.
Yeah, I mean, that's
The
believable.
physical constraints of Earth, the boundaries of mortality, gone. To think of what we could have done with it. It might have been a utopia.
I mean, maybe.
Instead, we stagnated, absorbed in effortless comforts and virtual realities. It took a cataclysm to finally yank us out of our stupor.
What happened?
A massive geological event.
Yeah, that sounds
We knew of
about right.
instabilities in the planet core, but we underestimated them. By the time the collapse was upon us, it was too late to stop it. Only a few of us made it to the ship in time.
Oh, wow, geez, it was that late to
Set
stop it?
course for Earth, the only safe harbor left to us.
So there was a lot more
Which you
people.
decided to make
It's
unsafe
just
for
only a
everyone
few
else.
survived.
Not me. Gerard.
Yeah, Aloy.
He believes it's
I know
better
we
to
can
wipe the canvas clean than work around the
go
smudges.
through these in any
no more
order,
primitive
but
tribes,
still.
no more combat machines, only a blank slate to do with as he pleases. But we will stop him. All we have to do is get into that base.
Yeah, but I don't want to, like, risk the Tanakh for Silence plan. Like, to do that.
What exactly is your plan to sneak into the Zenith base?
We will make use of a lesson I learned from an early age. Always know your exits.
Okay.
In this case, a place where Gerard's new construction meets the ancient foundation. A passage that only I can access. When Silence flings his army at the base, we will enter through this back door, bypassing most of the fighting. The distraction will provide us with a window in which to rescue Beta and Gaia.
Okay. Beta's
Once we're
location?
inside the base, where will we find Beta and Gaia?
Probably in 2 different locations. Well, no, she's
Here in the command
working
center.
with Gaia, so...
By then, Gaia will have been reunited with all of its subordinate functions, including Hephaestus.
And Apollo, then?
What about the alpha build of Apollo on your ship?
Yeah.
A simple matter of recovery once the others have been dealt with.
Okay.
With that in hand, we'll have everything we need to make this world as it should be.
Okay. Silence?
How do you know about Silence's plan?
He isn't the only one adept at spyware.
Fair
You
enough.
hacked his focus?
No, he's too careful for that.
Okay.
But his subordinates?
Ah.
Not so much. He gave additional focuses to the tribals he branded the Sons of Prometheus.
The
Okay.
one's working with Regala.
By tapping their focuses, I learned about most of his dealings. The distribution of override technology, the arming of Tanakh rebels,
Yeah.
and the secret pact with Regala to attack Gerard's base.
But how did he come up with a weapon that can take down your shields?
That's the one thing I haven't been able to figure out, but however he did it, I'm quite certain it will work. With
Okay.
it in the Tanakh army.
Seems like a little
Victory
bit of a
seems to
hole
be
in
within
this
his
plan.
grasp. Such a shame he'll be disappointed.
Regala's only interested in killing Hikaru and waging war on the Karja.
Right.
What does she have to gain by attacking Zenith?
It's the price she must pay for her war. Without the ability to override machines, her little rebellion would have languished in the desert.
True.
So she trades with the Sons of Prometheus. Machines to help her overthrow Hikaru.
In exchange for an assault on the base.
Right.
Pride has deluded her into thinking she can actually survive such a battle. And all without ever knowing who the Sons of Prometheus really answer to. Yet for all of Silence's brilliance, still he underestimates you. That blind spot is what will allow us to take Beta and Gaia right out from under him.
While hundreds of Tanakh are cut down outside.
Right. I'm not a fan of that. But beyond that, I don't think Silence is underestimating Aloy. I think he knows better than that. In fact, I think he's fully prepared for her to be involved with this. Let's talk about
So you
Elizabeth.
knew
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
I want to know about their relationship.
What was she like?
Liz was everything she was. I see in you.
Thanks. That answers the question.
Your ingenuity, your determination, your moral compass. You've managed to distill her greatest qualities and make them your own.
Sure.
I'm not asking about me. Tell me about Elizabeth. What was she really like?
The honest answer is that I don't actually know. For all the time that I spent with her, she always kept a part of herself locked away. It was like that from the moment we met.
Okay. How did you meet?
So when you met Elizabeth, she was what? Distant? Aloof?
Not aloof. Not exactly. It was a summit in Paris about machine learning.
Okay.
A touchy subject in those days.
Would be.
Because regulatory authorities were just starting to clamp down on AIs. Liz gave the keynote address. She had already achieved great renown for her work in automated environmental reclamation.
Sure.
But in her address, she was just starting to imagine the next step. An AI-driven system that wouldn't just act on its programming, but actually take responsibility for its sphere of influence.
Okay.
To care about life. Not just follow orders.
Right. Gaia.
Revolutionary stuff. I was fascinated. And I wanted to meet her for a long time. I watched her after her talk. She had spoken with such moral authority, such empathy. But after that, she retreated. I could tell she felt uncomfortable with all of her admirers. It was as if giving the talk had cost her something. I didn't want to be a pest, so I planned my approach carefully.
So how did you finally approach Elizabeth after her talk?
I picked the right moment. The morning of the next day, right as she came back to the conference, she had just had her coffee.
Okay.
She was fresh, rested. It was like she had braced herself for the onslaught of colleagues. I asked if I could walk with her, then put forth a question about her talk that I thought was intelligent.
Wow.
Her answer made me realize it wasn't. But she was very welcoming. Almost as if we were previously acquainted. It was only halfway through the conversation that I realized she knew exactly who I was. It was quite a shock to me. My business was trafficking in secrets, and I took great pains to protect my anonymity. So that was Liz, perpetually one step ahead.
Sure. Yeah.
I came to view our meeting
From what
as
we
a
know of her,
metaphor for our
that
friendship.
tracks.
She always seemed to know me far better than I knew her.
I guess I know the feeling.
Okay. That seems like everything then. Yeah, there must be another way, because I don't agree with the Tanakh, taking the fall here. I really am not about that. And if I get the choice, I'm not going to, sacrifice them. I am entirely against that.
First Varl. Now Hikaru and the Tanakh. Your plan would wipe out an entire tribe. There has to be another way.
Yeah.
We are in an admittedly desperate situation, but I assure you there isn't. Remember Zero Dawn. Elizabeth's sacrifice. Sometimes many have to die for a new world to grow.
If it looks impossible, look deeper. Wait. The data channel. It
Okay.
still exists, doesn't it? I need you to open it. Let me talk to Beta.
Impossible. We might be detected.
It's worth the risk. There is another way, one where the Tanakh survive.
Yeah,
We
100%.
won't. If the others...
If you want to help, open it.
Okay. We're doing this. There is no other question about this. We will be protecting the Tanakh. They are our friends, our allies. We've already lost one person. We're not losing anyone else if we can help it.
What are they doing to her?
Virtual reality dissociation.
Hmm.
The manual merge of Hephaestus will take hours upon hours of tedious micromanagement.
Yeah.
If she resists the work, they run simulations to induce feelings of isolation and despair.
Beta, can you hear me?
You're alive. They're watching me. I can't hold up this extra projection for long. You should have killed me.
No. No, look at me. I'm coming for you. I promise, okay? I just need you to hold out a little while longer and work on the merge.
Okay. Telling her something
Think it can be
secret.
done.
Oh, okay.
I'll contact again when it's time.
So Beta's even, like, agreeing to the plan. That's saying
As long as I
something.
know you're coming for me, I can endure anything.
Yeah, she fully trusts Aloy now, and that's saying something. That's actually a big deal.
All right. I did as you asked. Now I think you need to tell me what you're planning.
You know, that's fair.
I'm
That's
gonna
entirely
take
fair.
Simon's army away. I don't need it. Only the weapon he made to penetrate your shields.
Okay.
And how do you propose to get it? Ask him nicely?
Yeah.
Without Regala and her rebels, he won't have a choice. We'll be his only option.
Only
Okay.
option for what? What did you tell her?
That is between me and my sister.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Will be Silen's only option for crashing that base. I'll tell you the rest later.
Okay.
But first, there are a couple of things I have to do.
Oh. And what are those?
We have to...
Lay my friend to rest.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use the override that Beta gave me at Gemini to put an end to Regala's rebellion. From the air.
From the sky!
Wait. Since you insist on doing things your way, I know
Yeah.
of something that will truly
She
help
does
you
do
with
that.
grand entrance with the Tenakth.
Okay. What do we got?
The ancient Horus Titans still possess electromagnetic energy cells as part of their arsenal.
Okay.
Drop one of those on Regala's army and they'll receive quite a surprise.
Okay.
So go, do what you must. I'll come to your base if you manage to bring silence to the table.
Okay, so you're gonna come to the
Not
base
if.
after that point.
When?
She'll be watching and listening. Okay.
And, are you there?
Aloy,
Yeah, probably
is
been
that really
waiting to
you?
hear from
Yeah,
us.
it's me. Where's everyone else?
we're all...
Wings of the Ten, here we go.
We're
We've
back
been
at
waiting
base.
for this one.
What happened?
It might be easier to explain in person. I'll try to join you there when I can.
Okay, we'll wait here for you.
Yeah,
It's good to hear your voice, Aloy.
we know someone who's going to, like, have a breakdown over Varro's death. Young Christ in the temple. Okay. I don't know, like, there's bound to be quite a few things here, right? Where are we on the map, by the way? Oh, we're down here? Okay. I was wondering, like, where on the map this was. I want to look around briefly. I'm not going to, like, spend a huge amount of time. Because, once we get to a campfire, we're ending this part here.
Just to let you know, I'm now patched into your focus network.
I assumed as much.
Right. I take it the other Zeniths can't hear us?
Of course not. And they don't know about your base either, in case you were wondering. I've sent you data on the Horus energy cells you can use against Regala's forces.
Oh.
Reach out to me when you're ready to acquire one.
Understood.
We'll worry about that later. Look, there's some... Is that... That's not the one I already found, right? No, that is. Okay. You got a little movie room there? I mean, hey, everyone loves movies, right? Or, well, did at this time point. Far-right anti-migrant... Jesus. The more things change, the more they stay the same, right? Yeah, this is who attacked Tilda. Or, well, Tilda's people. More than 100,000 people. Including climate refugees. Wow. Well, that definitely proves she was at least telling the truth about that. Jesus. Okay. Can I go up from over here? Yes, it looks like I can. There we go. Just wanted to know exactly where the points were. There we go. Okay. This looks like it's the top level, so let's look around a little bit more. After this, we can probably, like, fast travel to a campfire, honestly. Any last thing up here? I'm not seeing anything. Ah, Jesus, I'm stuck on something. Yeah, that was where we came from. There's a shell walker over there. Okay, I think that's about it. We're going to travel to the base, because that's where we need to go anyway. We'll go to the campfire. Hopefully it won't automatically start the cutscene until we go in. Okay, good.
First the frost breath, then the snow.
We'll also soak a manual save, because we just should probably do that. And that will be it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has gone crazy. I'll see you at the next one.